Anyway, I'll tell you the links to operate the machine.
Riding this CanAm Outlander 1000R was absolutely a joy. It worked perfectly all day. The suspension really well tuned right out of the crate. It handles things well. It doesn't tip in the corners. It stays fairly well planted, but you just don't feel a lot of that chop on the trail like you would with other shocks. It soaks up the little stuff, so it smooths out the ride really well. And maybe that has a bit to do with the weight, just holding it to the ground a little bit better than some of the lighter machines, but those shocks really worked well, including the brakes. Slowing this big quad down was not an easy task, but I managed to use just that one lever on the left-hand side. The one lever does all four corners, and I did it with just 2 fingers all day, so very easy pull on that brake lever. I did notice there was not much engine braking. So whatever setting I had it in, which I think was minimum on the intelligent engine braking system, it must have been set to minimum because there was barely any. I noticed that, and I did like that because when you roll out of the throttle on the previous years, the engine braking can be very strong. So this allowed you to coast a little bit more into the corner, into the area where you were looking to brake or slow down or even come to a stop. There was minimal engine braking on the setting I had it in. The power delivery was absolutely amazing. It really pulled hard all the way through the curve. It was really smooth top to bottom. It just all impressive all around. I have nothing bad to say about the power. The power was definitely there. I guess most people are going to question, was it that noticeable over the 1000R motor in the previous Outlanders, and also found in this year's Renegade. And I'm gonna say it's noticeable, but it's not drastic. And I think the reason is the weight difference between those models and this model. This being one of the heaviest ATVs on the market for a single seater, it is extremely large, and I think that hurts the power delivery as it's just trying to push more weight than the other models. So yes, it's noticeable. Would you just go out and beat everybody in a drag race? It's got a lot of power, that's all I can tell you. It is noticeable, but not drastically noticeable over the other 1000R motors. The power steering on this was extremely light and nimble. It never pulled the bars right or left out of your hands. Sudden jolts to the steering system were barely even felt. Everything just felt really tight, really well controlled and stable. Like I said, the entire machine just works well all together. I did find that top speed number of 80 miles an hour, and I know the YouTube warriors, the critics out there are going to say, oh, it'll go faster than that. My cousin's does 85. Well, maybe if you have a tailwind going downhill, but the fact of the matter is all these big manufacturers are limiting their 1000 engines to 80 miles an hour. So even if you want to go faster on a stock machine, you're not going to. 80 miles an hour is it for this machine. I only held it there for a second. Like I said, it's brand new, barely broke in. We didn't want to hurt anything, so just a little test to see how fast it'll go with your thumb pressed to the max. Overall, there isn't much to complain about on this ATV. My biggest problem with some of the features was the storage. You actually had to get off the machine and use two hands to open both the front and the rear storage compartments. That was a bit of an inconvenience. The Polaris models, they allow you to open the front storage compartment while still on the seat. So a bit of a difference there. I did like the cell phone holder with the included USB charger built right in, right at your lap, so easy to access. That was a nice feature. My biggest issue with the entire machine, the weight. This thing is absolutely huge. I know a lot of viewers are going to ask, what's it like? Is it capable for racing? Could you enter this in a 4x4 woods race if you were interested? My opinion, no. It's far too large. It's heavy, it's tall, it's wide. It's just a big overall quad. The previous Gen 2 model Outlander and Renegades were a little bit lighter, narrower, and you could get them lower to the ground. I'm sure if you spent time developing this machine, that yeah, it may be woods capable, but right out of the box, I don't think it's race ready like the Renegade model is, but this is a very capable machine. It can handle anything you want. If you want to play ride, it's perfect. If you want to tow stuff around the lawn, it's got a lot of power for that. If you're looking to do chores like plowing, this machine can handle what you throw at it. So all around great machine. I love the power, love the suspension, love the comfort of it. But the biggest problem I had with this one, the weight. It's just an absolute mammoth quad, and it takes a lot to slow it down. The brakes do a phenomenal job of that, but you can definitely feel the weight of this machine when you're coming in fast to corners and grabbing a handful of brake. So we got to give this one a rating. I'm going to say a 9.5 out of 10. This is an absolute beast of a machine. I want one for myself. The color combination with the orange accents, absolutely beautiful. It's fast. It's the most powerful ATV ever made. It does 80 miles an hour. It has four-wheel drive with a locking front diff, fully independent suspension, EFI, power steering, fly-by-wire throttle. It's got sport mode, work mode, normal mode, and you can even adjust the intelligent braking system to help you slow down. If you guys are interested in checking out this demo, visit Bibbens Sales in Weedsport, New York, and you can order one for yourself. Visit their website, bibbenssales.com, for more information. This one was a lot of fun, you guys. We'll see you on the trail.